I was streaming, and I'm like, oh man, there's one person watching, so I better make it good. I realized it was me. I forgot I left the window open. I didn't close
Well, it's
it.
good to impress yourself, dude.
Yeah, I'm
You
like,
gotta impress
wow.
yourself first.
I
Yeah.
was like, do it, just do it. Hey, we're live. I think it's not coming up on the other one because I've got
Well, don't say anything stupid just in case.
Hello.
lemons. Shit, I said something
Damn
stupid.
it.
Crap. Oh no, it's all over.
Are we live?
I think so.
Can one of
Yes,
the
we're
millions
live.
of people watching tell us if we're live?
We're
Okay,
live.
cool.
I've got the window open.
Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pixel Melt podcast. I'm here. I am Boomerang, and I'm also here with Sardonic Pickle and
Yo.
Kaynil.
Hello.
Hello, indeed. How are we, guys?
Good, good.
I think that's quite a personal question, but
Okay.
let's move on.
Now go. Come on. Personal question. Let's just interact with our audience straight off the bat.
Dig in.
Oh,
Dig in.
all right. Okay. All right. I guess I'm okay. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow, we went
How
went
do you
deep.
just-
We went in depth. We went deep straight off the bat. That's what this podcast is all about.
Dive in.
So,
Strong bonds
I'm
here.
excited to be here.
you sound like it.
I'm excited too. It's my first time. Yay.
Yes, Hannah's first time. She's.
Okay.
Oh, is my phone going off? What is happening? Oh, it's
Ignore
just
it.
my phone notificating notificating me. Is that even a word?
Notifying.
Notifying. That's the one. That the Pixel Melt podcast is live.
Thank you,
Hey.
fun.
Thank you, phone. And
The fun knows.
the phone always knows, which is quite scary. This is like Terminator, Judgment Day, all over again.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
So what have you been doing with yourselves?
well, I've been playing some games, having some fun. I've started the vlogging. You haven't noticed on
Yeah.
my channel. I've just talked random crap. Got a haircut and shaved my beard and played video games. That's all I do now.
Cool.
What about you, Kano? Dave, you get to go last.
Brad, what is Brad?
I
About
keep
me?
getting.
I've been mostly with my forums. I am helping with a forum community for Zelda. It's in zeldacaverns.com.
Oh, nice,
Nice plug.
Uh,
nice. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna
It's
have.
it's ready.
I feel like you're gonna have to send me the link, so I have to put it in the description below now.
Ah, no worries. I'll
Yeah.
send you the link.
Oh yeah, because it's just, nah.
You can be sure about that. Other than that, it's just same old drawing video games. You know.
That's the way to do it. Now, Dave, Mr. Sardonic Pickle,
Yo.
what's been going on?
Oh, I've just been playing games, bit of farting. Yeah, same old.
Bit of farting,
Farting, yes.
right?
I've been really gassy of late, but that's... yeah, it's not as exciting as playing video games.
Oh, you're gross.
Well, at least you can do both things at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you always. If a guy can multitask, he's a keeper.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
It's the way to do it. And some,
Yeah.
some
What have
stuff.
you been playing?
Myself?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, either. That's okay.
All right. Well, Crash Bandicoot and Arkham Knight. That's what I've been playing.
Oh, nice.
Arkham Knight. Back to it. What about you, Kanal?
Good. I'm actually just been playing Mario Maker and Run to Life.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Dave?
Been
Cool.
playing Little King's Story for the Wii.
Little King Story. I've never heard of that one.
Ah, no one has.
Huh.
But it's an awesome game. So everyone will when I review it, and my millions
Oh,
of subscribers will spread
Pixel
the
Melt
word.
exclusive. So,
Yeah, that's it.
That's what we do every day.
Yeah, we have to do that every time we
Every
announce
time.
something on Pixel Mount.
Pixel Melt exclusive. I wish I had. Hang on. Let me just. I have to. This is probably gonna take a lot more, a lot longer than what it should actually take. And what do I go? Can I put?
What?
I wanna put writing in, but I can't. What is happening? Alright, never mind. I'm not even gonna bother. Oh, whoops. Okay. Everyone
It's gonna be wondering what's that.
Ooh, actually, I realize now the PlayStation Plus has brought out their free games.
Mm?
And
What's the games?
For PS4, it's King's Quest, the new one, A Night to Remember, Gauntlet: The Slayer Edition, and on PS3, by Blood Dragon for free, and
Ow.
SSX and SSX. So it's
cool.
games there. Actually, I think we got that.
Yeah.
One, there you go. So I will now. You know what we're going to be
Blood
playing.
Dragons.
Sorry.
Yeah. Never played Blood
We're
Dragon,
making
so
up.
that's good.
Oh, I would say it's a good sort of a game because I've heard a lot about it, but it's a game basically. It's just like every sort of 80s reference movies is there, and
That's awesome.
it's actually, speaking of 80s reference, I recently beat Borderlands for the first time. I beat it with Rachel, and you know the boss battle you get to before you fight the Vault monster.
I know. I've never. Is it the first one?
Yeah. You haven't beaten it?
I've never played the first one.
Oh, I thought you played the first one.
No.
But
I've played the second.
But basically, you get a gun that's called the boomstick.
Yeah.
And obviously, you get the reference there. And so, Rachel and I are trying to mow through the Vault, the Vault monster. And we both run out of bullets in all of our guns. But all I have left is a shotgun, and I have the boomstick, and I ended up beating it with the boomstick. I'm like, and like once when it was over, I turned to Rachel and said, "Groovy." Well, like it was destined.
Awesome.
It was destined.
It was meant to be.
You're such a charmer.
It's good.
Oh, groovy.
Yeah.
Give me some sugar, baby. But alright. So now we know what we're playing, know what we're doing, like exclusively now to our channels. We have decided that this podcast we're actually going to start talking about stuff. And what
like a topic and shit.
I know, we did it
Look at
for
us.
we did it in the first 2 episodes, and then the third episode that happened like 2 months later. We were like, "Hey, we haven't done this for a while. Let's just talk." And we did. And then we were like, maybe we should actually start talking about stuff. And so we did. And so we are. And we're actually going to talk about children and video games. Which is...
As like a combined thing, not children separately.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, like, what games have done to children, and, like, you know, they talk about the generations of kids growing up with video games and the kids now playing video games and the different attitudes and everything. So hopefully we open a lot of canned worms of this topic. And you know, I think I mentioned it in the last podcast how I was like I nearly punched a child for not liking Borderlands because it was about the graphics.
Wow. Yeah.
You remember that, don't you, Dave?
I do, yeah.
You sound surprised, even though you did know about it.
No, it's just a shocking story. No matter how many times to punch a child over something like that. That's, yeah.
Standards of or very
That's
high
okay.
standards. I didn't do it.
You didn't actually go it. So,
I didn't actually do it, so I'm sure I won the
fair
battle, but therefore lost the war.
Yeah.
But but basically,
so,
like,
what do you think?
Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
No, you were gonna say something. So
I was just asking you what you think about the topic.
I think it's a good topic. But about you, Kate?
Well, that reminds. I think we all have felt the gap when we are talking with someone younger about a game, and it turned out that what it is their priorities is not our priorities with a game. I had that happen to me.
Oh yeah.
That rage when I punched a kid when I was talking with a neighbor, and we usually get along well in video games, but he was basically trashing A Link to the Past because of the graphics. And A Link to the Past is a game that basically combine, consolidate the formula, the Zelda formula. So it's quite sure it's an important game.
Yeah, I've got it. It's kind of like you look at the difference between what was I saying? I think it was when because they had Legend of Zelda and then Legend of Zelda 2, how they both of them completely sort of changed. One worked and then the other one didn't. So it was like, all right, we're gonna keep doing the first one, but sort of boost up the graphics a bit, And I think I don't know why people would say would they say that like it's not like I don't know what games were around that at the time. Does anyone know? Like you guys would know. You guys are freaking
old
Nintendo nuts.
Well,
No, Nintendo nuts.
Nintendo nuts. This is a new one. The thing is that we both skipped the Super NES, which is where A Link to the Past came on.
Yeah.
I was on the first one, and then it was until the N64 that I got back into gaming. So I lost a lot of games. But A Link to the Past, I know, has a good reputation, like one of the best games for the Super NES.
I've played a little bit of it, and it's just I haven't beaten it. Like I was going to try and make that the first Zelda game to beat, but there's a lot of stuff in the game.
It's a little bit overrated.
Yeah, I would say. Wow, that was
This is the first
call.
can that has been open here. Well done, Pickle.
This is not what we're talking about.
You.
I'm sorry.
But
well, anyway, it's an important Zelda game, and
I don't think kids today would like Link to the Past.
I would say a lot of kids wouldn't like the games of the past. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, obviously, we would say these games are awesome because we grew up with these games. One of the first things we had, and the way I'd sort of see it is that we like games more now, like storyline, and I would say, dare I say, graphics, because we've watched it go from pixels to a lot of pixels. Like we just sort of watched games sort of change as the years went through, where certain kids, because I'm a 90s kid, I already started off around the N64 PlayStation and then up. I think used to started from Nintendo Entertainment System up.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, you could say so. Yep.
Yeah, you could say so. I was like, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I started with the Atari, but I was thinking like, well, it's not that big of a difference, really. But I still sounded like, no, it's not exactly the
still around.
You were just like, listen here, mate. Let's just get this correct. Yes, it was around that time, but we were a little bit less than that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But,
now that I think about it, I don't know what I'm trying to make so much of a point about how old I am.
But saying that, we were sort of brought up in the fact that story was the main focus, because visually now the games do not meet the standards of games today. We can happily say that. Except for 16-bit games, because now 16-bit is the way indie developers are making games now, like Shovel Knight and all that. So I can understand that they're going, hey, this is what games used to look like, but look at them now; they look amazing. And it's you can say that style will never change because it's just a little bit smoother than just going back to 8-bit graphics.
Well, yeah. Like with the Shovel Knight, I think like games like that, the cool thing is that they're trying to emulate the past games, but they don't have the limitation of those past consoles.
Oh yeah.
So they can have like a richer color palette, and so it's quite like a trying to get the best of both worlds, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're all right. This is 16-bit graphics, but this is what it looks like now. You know,
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hey, we salute you, but also we have a lot more colors than you, so suck it, past. So it's like we love you, but suck it.
What kind of age group are we talking about with kids? Are we talking about young kids or
like
teenagers?
We could kind of go through all the different sort of console ages, if that makes sense. Sort of like, all right, the 80s kids, sort of 90s kids, and then the noughties to now kind of children, and sort of how the sort of attitude towards games have changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sort of now, basically, I would say kids didn't really have a lot of, you know, visually acceptable graphics, or, you know, like even it's sometimes story, so it's like you've got to play the game, and the only way to enjoy the game is by playing it, you know, and getting immersed.
Yeah, but back then the graphics were the only thing we had, so it was like amazing to us still.
Oh yeah,
to
like
see.
I would
exactly. It's like back then you couldn't imagine, like it sounded like a far, you know, sci-fi future. The idea of, you know, like video games that were as that good to reflect, you know, the reality like you can do with today's graphics. That was like a faraway dream. You were just amazed having the little dots in the screen,
yeah.
playing ping pong. And
I agree. And it's like you look at games like Final Fantasy VII. Back then, it was amazing to see. Like,
yeah.
And it would blow your mind that it's on 2 discs. It was more than that, wasn't it? It was more. It was a 4 disc.
I don't remember exactly how many.
I know Metal Gear was 2 discs.
It was several discs.
I was like,
I remember that was pretty intimidating. I think it was 3 discs.
3?
Sure.
I don't know. But it would blow your mind to see that many, like, and to see the graphics on like those kind of graphics on a PS1 was amazing. And then even going around the same time as like looking at the cartridge graphics, like Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64, you know, those visually colorful, and just like you think, wow, this is the last cartridge on the last generation didn't have this. Why does the cartridge now have this? This is amazing. You know, so going through that. But now, looking at it at now's perspective, is now it's all about the amount of P, the amount of numbers next to the P of games, you know.
The resolution.
Yeah, it's like, all right, 720p. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, PlayStation 2 was kind of PlayStation 2 and Xbox was kind of that transition into polygons to actual round shapes.
Yes.
It was like, okay, it was kind of that sort of mid transition where we're going, hang on, games actually look pretty cool now. So, and people started to focus on, you know, visually how good games were. So you look at games like Kingdom Hearts on PlayStation 2, Halo for Xbox. I think Xbox had a bit more of processing power than PlayStation 1 because it was such a big console. I think they had like what was it called? It was like a big processor, like a giant processor that could process really fast in the console. That's why the Xbox console was just so big, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very sure, but yeah, I remember the Xbox was supposed to be the powerful one to compete with the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it was basically that. It was Microsoft's going, all right, let's throw our hat in the ring for console wars, because Sega just got bumped out with and then Nintendo threw out the GameCube. That's what I forgot to mention, the GameCube. How could I be so silly? I'm sorry, guys.
I was
You were just like,
where's
you were just like, where's the GameCube?
I was gonna say, I didn't want to be the fanboy again. Don't forget
the GameCube. Well, even then, like, you saw how good how lengthy games are, and how colorful, and how good the story is, and how the good graphics of it, and that was on a disc that was tiny.
Yeah,
I think that's what blew a lot of people's mind, was how small the disc was.
Yeah. I remember back then as a kid thinking, "Oh, graphics will never get any better than this."
Yeah, I do say I've probably said that several times. Playing Tekken 3, I'm like, wow.
I remember the Kingdom Hearts games blew me with the graphics. So good, especially with the cinematics and stuff.
Andy just messaged me. It's like, oops, sorry, Andy.
Is he coming on?
Do you want him on? I can put him on.
Yeah, sure.
That
More
is a
than
bit
better.
of... Yeah, God. I feel the pressure now. Keep talking, guys.
We're just gonna having the aqua and the typing meanwhile. Yeah, I think it's interesting how the perspective has been changing. I agree. The PlayStation 2, the GameCube, like that was the transition between the because the consoles past were like the test ground about what you could do with 3D with this kind of progress, and then the PlayStation 2 was the Xbox and GameCube was polishing onto what had worked in the Nintendo, in the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation and the back one. And it's when it started getting that, starting to get it into paying more attention to be more cinematic, being more longer. It started to a lot about how long the game takes. I remember that a lot of the launches were starting to get about offering this many hours of game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just messaging Andy.
I think the bell here. Come on, Pickle.
I think kids are just spoiled now.
Yeah,
like
I would say now. a big part of that is FPSs.
Yeah.
So Halo, I think Halo and Call of Duty, Counter-Strike played a big part of the attitude that children have now. So
yeah.
Like, I think the last time I played Call of Duty online, I think several children under the age of 10 said they had intercourse with my mother, and I was like, how is that possible? You were a sperm when I was born. That's physically impossible. In matter of fact, you would probably be born before I would, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think it's more the fact that kids, I don't know, they game when their parents aren't at home, and it gives them a bit more freedom to say whatever the fuck they want. And it's like, oh, I can say this because someone else said it, you know, and it's just...
I can swear now.
I can swear. I can make very racist remarks to other people, and I'm like, wow, how, where are the parents? Please.
Well, that's it. Like, parents don't even know. Parents still think they're playing Pac-Man, you know.
Oh, actually, good videos to watch. If you ever get a chance, watch Rage Gamers compilations. You would be surprised how many children are Rage Gamers. Like it is very concerning to say the least, because it's like, and then I think there's a video, not the, also you have the kid whose mum cancelled the subscription to WoW. I'm not sure if you've seen that video. Have you seen
I think I have.
where he
I'll
just
probably see it
goes,
again.
where he gets possessed by the devil and fucking takes his clothes off and shoves a controller up his ass, or something like that.
What? No, I
Wow.
didn't see that one.
Yeah, I'll link it to you.
That's what I was thinking.
It really just loses control, and I feel like that boy's parents has really got their shit together. Because I feel like if you can make your kid make that reaction over a game, then I think you're doing it right, because that's how the attitude. If you can't control that attitude, then it's really concerning. And it's like, you don't monitor your children. You need to monitor your children. And I think a good, I would say it's also the parents' problem as well. Because if they don't monitor it, then it really gets out of control really quickly. If that makes sense.
It's a whole problem. It's a big problem.
It's kind of like, it's to be like you hear your son go, you hear your child go, "Oh, you effing so and so," and then you're just like, "Oh, he's just a little frustrated over a game." Bad parenting, very bad parenting. It's like
minimizing it.
it's like I remember, what was it? Back when I was a kid, I was like playing a game and I got so angry, I started yelling, and my dad just comes in and just turns it off. And I'm like, "Why'd you do that?" He's like, "You'll thank me." And I'm like, "Oh," started crying, and I realized, it's games aren't so bad.
Yeah, even the frustrating ones.
Yeah, because I realized I was a rage gamer and had to sort of calm myself was the day I broke my laptop. Because actually, and it was really funny, I was actually playing PS3 at the time, and I was in a Skype call with my friend, and he was beating me, and I thought, and what happened was he killed me, and I got so mad, I threw my controller onto the bed, and what's happened is it sprung up, sort of angled itself so the handle was going down towards my keyboard, and went bang. Popped the keys off, and my computer just shut down. I'm like, "Oh god, what have I done?" It didn't end up fully breaking, but that's why my laptop doesn't have a K on it. That was the laptop I broke.
Jeez.
And I'm like, "Oh god, what have I?" And I'm like, "Okay, video games aren't so bad anymore."
Yeah.
My phone's gone.
Consequences. I think
I only
also
really
a lot
rage
had to
when-
do with. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say when it's the game's fault, not my fault.
That's
Don't we all?
Which is
Don't
most
we
of
all?
the time. It's never my
Not
fault,
my
let's
fault.
be
It's the
honest.
game being so frustrating.
It's like, I'm going to... Okay, it's the game's fault, so I'm going to do the thing that didn't work 30 times.
Continue
Until it
playing the
works.
game.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing over and over until it works, because it's a flawless plan.
Hey, I'm an 80s kid. 80s, 90s.
Better.
If you kept dying, it's the games. It's your fault, not the games.
Yeah.
Wait, shit, I'm contradicting myself.
Yeah, you really...
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my fault, not the game's. And then, hang on,
Yeah.
it's the game's fault.
I don't know whose fault it is. It's no one's fault.
God damn kid.
I know what I know what you mean. I'm gonna do better than this game. I can beat it.
Well, it's the same as like I think it's like a boss in Kingdom Hearts where it's like you're fighting Ansem, I think it is, and he's like got a demon strapped to his chest, and it's like
Wow. That is annoying.
I couldn't beat him, but I kept doing the same point where I just went, you know what? It's not worth it anymore. I'm gonna stop playing the game.
I do that too. Like, I still do that. I used to do it as a kid, but I still do that when I'm fighting bosses. Like, I'm so stubborn in my strategy for the boss. I'm just like, no, I'm going to reprogram this game somehow with my technique, and this is the way to beat the boss. I don't care what the game has to say. This is the way I'm beating it. It's so stupid. And I keep dying and I keep getting angry.
Yeah, I'm just like,
It's quite funny.
okay.
Yep. I was just saying it's quite funny because you think like you're getting the hang of it, and that's when you get the most stubborn because you did a little bit more of progress, and it's like I can see it, I'm close, and you just keep going.
That bar of health is a little bit less than what it was last time.
Yes, I'm in the right track.
It actually
I just
happens
know
a
it.
lot. It happens a lot in strategy games for me, like Little King's Story and Pikmin. Like, at first I'm all like trying to preserve everyone and, oh, I don't want anyone to die or whatever. And then when there's this really frustrating boss, I'm just like, you all die for me. You know, I don't care. Kill it.
Work for your king.
That is why you need to play. That is why you need to play Civilization.
Yeah, I still haven't played that.
I've got it in my hand right now. I'm like, wow, I should really play this again. I should really, because I downloaded some mods for it, and it's there's a mod to play as Claptrap. It's like you got the Pandora. It's Pandora. Like it's also a map as well. And there's also an Australian one as well. I'm not sure if there's a Kiwi one though.
The Civilization made by the same people.
I got Civ 5 by Firaxis.
Okay, no.
They sell it on Steam, so you can get it on Steam. 2K is co-developer as well.
Oh, that's fine.
I only have heard about the game, but I never actually tried it.
Oh, it's Civilization.
Civilization 5, one that I keep hearing.
Yeah, I've kind of been like, I'm going to try destroy everybody in the world. Doesn't work out that way. Because it's like, all right, I'm gonna be part of you. We're gonna be friends, and because you've got a little bit more resources than I do, I'm gonna leech off you guys, and then I'm gonna destroy everyone, and then at the end, I'm gonna stab you in the back. And in the end, I'm just like, I can't meet your. It'll be like, all right, we're friends. Yeah, cool. Let's go fight the Romans who have just taken half the map. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea. So, all right, I'll see this out. And he'll be like, are you prepared to battle? I'm like, just give me 10 more turns and I should be right. And then in 10 more turns, like, are you ready to fight? Give me another 10 more turns until I can sort of, you know. And by the end of it, I've wasted all my by the end of it, they've just gone, you know what? You're not a good friend. We're going to go to war on you. I'm like, oh, no. Went to war. And in the end, I'm just like, I just sort of quit. And you're like, are you sure you're going to quit? I'm like, I have one more city left. These bastards are not going to take it from me. That's another thing, too, for kids. They don't have the imagination like that.
No.
It's all about the score.
Exactly. They have everything presented to them. They don't need their imagination anymore.
It's like, this is what you are. This guy. This is what you're supposed to think, and this is what you're supposed to do. Off you go.
Yeah.
And it's like,
might as well not be a game.
I think every game, or somewhat nearly every game, is I would say a hallway. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sort of way to. You can't sort of look right to go look for something. You can't look left to go look for something. You just got to go in a straight path. I would say
linear. Yeah,
linear, and it's. I think it's for some certain games like Call of Duty, Battlefield. You know, you want to. When I play games, I like to go look for stuff. So games like Last of Us, Fallout, basically any game that's made by Rockstar. You know, as much as you know, Rockstar is pretty much the same stuff. They just try to change a few things, and it's like, okay, all right, I'll roll with it, but I'll still go searching for stuff, something new. I'll be like, I'm gonna play with this, like look for this stuff, and then all of a sudden I get bored, and then I'll go look for something else. So it just sort of keeps your mind going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But nowadays, it's just like, all right, we're gonna put 10 people on a map. It's gonna be 5v5. The map is just a big sort of square, and you get to kill each other. Off you go. And
Yeah.
like,
And this is how you kill each other.
and then if you kill each other, the more you kill people, the more stuff you're gonna get. And it's like they're just trying to grasp that stuff, and when people take their kill, they're just like, "No, I can't get this gun that does absolutely nothing." Like, it doesn't matter what gun you have; it's just you shoot them. Yeah, you just shoot them and they die. That's how guns work. You just walk up and go pa-choo pa-choo. If they fall over, then you killed them. Unless you shoot them in the leg.
They'll still fall over.
Yeah, I was like, if you... Well, I say if you shoot them and they fall over, they're probably dead. And then, unless you shoot them in the leg, they're probably still alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
But, I don't know. That's me. And just the kids' attitudes nowadays. It's just, wow.
I think, like, I agree with that. I think this has to do, like when we were kids, probably we weren't expecting the games to be perfect. Like, we tend up to fill up on the holes ourselves. Like, probably, you know, with Crash Bandicoot, you will see it perfect. Even though he wasn't perfect, you were feeling everything with your imagination and about what were the places that you were going. With Banjo-Kazooie, the same. With Zelda, you know, there was a lot of that you were fulfilling the story. You were making up things in your head, and you didn't even realize that. But now it's like the kids today are very picky about the game, and anything that it falls short, like if the shape is not showing in the right way, that they're gonna complain about it. Like, they stop too much to check what the game is not doing right, instead of trying to just get lost into the game. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just enjoying it what it is
like,
and getting
the most.
It's like game has become a chore when they're not doing chores.
Well, they've got so much choice now. They're just like, they could be playing a game, get bored of it, just go to EB Games, trade it in, get another game, get bored of that, trade it in, get, you know. It's
like it's just a big rotate. It's just a big circle. And it's like, I don't like this game, and then we'll tell all these kids like how much they don't like the game for a bullshit reason. And unless it's a really bad game that, like, all of us can say, okay, it's a really bad game, let's just not play it. Even though I'm the type of person that'll pick up those kind of games and, like, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to like it somehow. Yeah.
I'm actually going to give it a chance.
Yeah, I used to be huge on the reviews before buying and stuff, but now I've loosened up a bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of I wouldn't say I give into hype, but I have given in. I have sort of gotten into the hype of certain games, like the Fallout 4. I can tell you now, like, Fallout 4 is cool and all. Like, Fallout 4 was cool and all, you know, talking about it. But I wasn't on the Fallout 4 train. Like, I didn't get onto the train. But what sold it for me was, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's an ad. It's been going around on YouTube. It's kind of like the pre-video ad of Fallout 4, and it has no gameplay elements whatsoever. You know what I'm talking? You know what ad I'm talking about?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Oh, it is. If people are watching, they probably know what ad I'm talking about. It's basically you're listening to. I think it's Frank Sinatra. I gotta find this ad now, and I'm trying not to. It's. Oh yeah, no, it's the song that's like, "Well, I'm the type of guy who likes to roam around." That song.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
And it's like you're the vault dweller, and you're roaming around.
Yeah.
It's just a guy. It's just an animation. It's not gameplay elements, and you're going through, and it's like you're just walking through the wasteland with your dog. You're just shooting people. You find the power armor. You're basically seeing life as what it was, and then all of a sudden the bombs hit. It just sort of happens like that, and I'm just like, wow, that ad sold it for me. Because I'm like...
Yeah, but weren't you already going to get the game anyway, because it's Fallout?
I was, but I was going to get it, because like, I did was like, okay, Fallout, everyone's sort of talking about it, I'll give it a chance. but I was still but I still wasn't gonna buy it straight away, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because until Fraser said, "Hey, it's for $59," I was like, "Done, I'm gonna buy it." And I was like, "You can't get a new release for that price." Like that, I was just being a cheapskate at the time. But and I think another, I also was on the Mortal Kombat X train. Like, I liked the Mortal Kombats all the way through. Like, I just didn't get to play the PS1 or the N64 ones.
Oh yeah.
Like, I never got to
play
play
this.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah, and then they skipped the PS2 for some reason because I thought that was going to be good, and I didn't like the crossover for DC and Mortal Kombat because I was like, the storyline didn't make sense. It's like you're watching your foes as like, okay, it's Sub-Zero looking at Batman, but Batman is Scorpion. But that's what happens in his eyes. But in Batman's eyes, he's just seeing Sub-Zero, and it was like, and it had something to do with something happening with Lex Luthor, and it was just weird. I didn't like it. It made no sense, and I was just like, you know what, I can't play this. Like, I was just watching on YouTube. I'm like, I can't play this. But then I got into seeing. I think what attracted to me more about Mortal Kombat 9 was the fact that it was banned, like in Australia, because Australia didn't have the R rating at the time. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and find this game and I'm going to play it. And the game was amazing. Like, it was practically an old the old Mortal Kombat games, just with a bit more graphics and a bit more gruesome.
I still like that game. Yeah.
And then Mortal Kombat 10 comes around, and you've got more characters. Everyone's older, so you're like, all right, I want to see what these guys look like when they're older. It had nothing to do with like visually, except for what was the next fatality, like how far are they going to stretch it with fatalities. And I think it was more sucked into what the game had than what the game looked like.
Yeah. It's even the fatalities. It's more about how they're gonna change it, or if you're gonna see any classic come back and what twists are gonna have.
Well, that's as you like you say that they actually put out some DLCs of old characters' fatalities. It's like the proper side-on view of Johnny Cage punching the guy's head off and then going into his cross arms. Like, yeah, I just did that. Like, that is like, whoa. And it's like, I think it's Melina, how she sucks in someone and then spits out bones.
Really?
Yeah, they got that one.
For that. That's pretty cool.
And I'm like, that is so funny. I was like, oh my god, nostalgia!
It's so bad, but it's making me feel so good. I shouldn't get as excited and teary-eyed as this.
I'm like, I just killed someone, but I don't care. The same thing happened when I killed someone 10 years ago.
Very good.
You know what's really kind of a shame about kids today is that they don't really get together anymore on game. There's no need to go to the arcades or
I
have other groups of gamers.
I definitely see it. Like, the only way you can get a kid into arcades nowadays is that you either has to be there's had to be Laser Force involved, or it's at a bowling alley, or I think there's one at the Hyperdome now where it's like a 4D movie theater, like a 5D movie theater. Yeah. It's like there's a side attraction for you to go into. And then when you come out, oh, hey, we'll just put a couple of bucks in there and then we'll go. You know, it's the fun of being... Even now, it's just people are playing games at arcades now for tickets. You know, they're not doing it for high scores anymore. And it's like, everything now has just become a competition.
Yeah.
That's as probably bluntly as I like to put it. Like, you see guys in the car racing games, they have these cards now where they swipe and they're souped up cars there. It's like, here, I'll race you for it. It's like, no, like, what? You wasted all this time, and then it's like, oh, you can take your card and go and join this competition, and if you win it, you get like $1,000. And
Yeah.
and like
I think it would have been cool to be. Sorry, go on.
you're right.
I was just getting excited about something. Go on. No.
No, I'm done. I've done. I've finished my rant.
Oh, okay, all right. I think it would be cool to be alive as a kid back in the days when arcades were going crazy, when like the main goal was high scores, and you'd find that guy that had the highest score on your favorite game, and it was just in your best interest right now to beat his high score, but you could never do it.
Yeah, to
And
have your
you'd
to have your
become-
three
You'd become
letters.
famous.
Oh yeah, to have your
Yeah.
3 letters on the top of that board was probably the best thing to
Oh
have.
man.
Yeah.
You were just like, oh, don't get me started.
The
Yeah.
The cool thing also was that you didn't even have to play. Like there was a lot of just people watching. Like for example, that person that you talk about, you couldn't beat him, but you still could see how he'll beat other people.
Like you
and
tried-
what
you
were
tr-
their moves?
Yeah, you try
Yeah.
to sort of analyze him, and you're like, I can beat you.
Yeah.
I
Just
know
like
your
one
moves
day.
now. And then you try to do it, and you just get fucking destroyed.
But,
But then next
yeah,
day,
but
you
you'd
will
be
still
doing it in
think
front
the
of
same
other
thing.
gamers.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
There's a huge social aspect to it.
And I also think nowadays, kids are like, I think now certain games have become a casting call. Like they're hoping that if they play League of Legends or Dota or Call of Duty or Battlefield, they're gonna get picked up by a guy who's like, oh wow, you got a really cool. Here's, you can come join our team, and one day they'll just go and play on an international circuit where they can win millions of dollars. In the end, that is a one in, like, you have better chance of winning the lotto for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah, no, but it is true. Like you hear of the story of the lucky, well, depends who you ask. Lucky people who had actually done a career out of it.
oh yeah,
And it is quite amazing. Like I was seeing this before about this. I don't remember the name of the player. I think it was Podora, but he was saying about how it becomes, everything becomes just a game. Like he was training like 12 hours a day, and all because he had to really, really, like every second, every instant count. So the precision has to be really, really good, like millimetric. I don't know how to put it. Probably that doesn't come with games, but
yeah.
really, really precise.
Well,
and he had to quit it. Like they like at 22 years, and they're already looking for someone else.
yeah.
Because you, once you're an adult, you just don't have the reflexes that you had as a.
Yeah, you're like, there's no flexibility. Like you can't just sit and play games anymore. You now have to sit and analyze everything. Like, I would say it takes the enjoyment out of playing games.
Yeah. Like for this person, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is amazing.
But these kids nowadays are just like, oh, but I want to make millions of dollars by just sitting on my ass and playing video games.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if someone's just a little bit better than you, you get really frustrated, and you tell that person to get stuffed, and say you touched their parents sexually, and the other person.
Yeah,
is...
there's a lot of negativity. Like it's not like okay, I'm gonna try to be better, or I'm gonna try to make him my friend so he teach me how he can do that, so I can be just as good.
Yeah,
it's a lot of negativity now. It's just like you said, it's insulting the person, trying to make them feel bad, trying to
psych them out, basically.
Yeah.
To show them that, to say, oh, they're actually bad at the game, therefore causing them to leave the game.
Yeah.
And to never pick up a controller, maybe even never pick up a controller ever again. Just so they can have not even a tiny step forward, but like to going, oh, I can achieve my dream. That's a long way off, because I think now it's like nearly impossible to find to get into a team now because they're just so full. And like even then, it's like I think it's like in the international circuit itself, it's like 12 teams, something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, full of just 5 players each, like 5 players a team.
Yeah, I saying right now it is probably something that comes when you are really young. So you're not pick up in your tender years, which will then mean that your parents knew that they wanted to do that with you and probably put you into that before you even, had the conscious decision that this is what I want to do. But that's the thing that the other people don't realize. They just think it's like, I'm just gonna sit and I'm just, gonna let the money pour in because I have some skills. But I don't know. It's kind of scary, in a way, how much of a business is also become in that way. Because while very few do it to the top, there's a lot of milking.
Oh,
because precisely there's a lot of people, the kids, that they believe that they actually can make it far, and like they can make a living out of that, and they feed out of that to milk them, but use them and never coming close to that.
It becomes false. It's not false advertisement, but kind of like a false sense of achievement. Because it's just nowadays, like nowadays it's become more of a job. Like that's why you see a shitload of YouTubers, like YouTube channels, that just practically try to rip off PewDiePie, Captain Sparkles. Like you would not believe how many freaking Minecraft channels are out there. It's that's another thing. And it's like people are trying to rip off PewDiePie, Markiplier, just trying to do it. I can admit that I tried to sort of be like those guys, and that's why I made the vlog saying that YouTube's not fun, because I was like, why am I not getting? Because in the end, I'm like, why am I not getting subscribers? And in the end, like I realized that wasn't fun. I became one of those channels where I'm trying to chase subscribers. It's not a video games is not a job anymore. It was never
exactly.
It was never
and if you
a job.
treat it like a job, it's not fun.
And that's why kids don't little shits when it comes to games. I think
right now you do saturate with people who think that it's quite easy and they're just not trying to put an element of their own.
I would say that, I would say that like now games, especially games now that allow trophies. I'm surprised that Wii doesn't actually have trophies. Well, they have stickers, but
I'm not surprised.
But like, there's no achievements.
I think it'll ruin it.
Sorry?
I don't think the Wii needs achievements or anything.
Oh, hell no way. But I like the achievement system. I'm kind of addicted to getting achievements only because it gives you a somewhat more reason to play it and sort of better yourself into the game, like really sort of draw you into the game and be like, all right, how do I do this? And you learn throughout the game how to perform it. And then when you see
some of them
are complete utter bullshit.
Okay, go on. As long as you can admit that.
There, some of them are complete utter bullshit. Like, okay, the Deadpool game. You get 2 achievements. The first achievement, this one's free. And then the second one's on me. And you haven't even played the game yet. And it's like, it really, that's the worst thing, because like, what if the game's terrible? Especially for trophy hunters and achievement hunters, like, when they've got that achievement, they have to get the rest of the achievements. It basically
but I guess they're doing that because that's Deadpool's sort of character,
Deadpool's
though.
kind of thing, but
it is annoying.
I mean, oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that it defeats the purpose of an achievement. If the achievement is just because you played a game for the first time or something like that, that it's not really doing anything.
Well, I'd tell you, the first time I got my platinum trophy in a game, like in PlayStation, that's what it is. It's once when you get all the trophies, you get a platinum trophy. Say that's it. You've gotten all the trophies in the game. I was playing cricket, like a cricket game, and it was like you had to. All I had to do was get 4 wickets in a row.
Yeah.
It's called the top hat trick, and oh my god, it took me a lot longer than a lot longer than it should have, really should have, because I got a hat trick, I got that gold trophy, but like once when it happened, I was over the moon. Like, you would not believe how much I was loving the fact that I got that trophy, therefore got the platinum trophy. Like, it was like I achieved something I had pretty much achieved something in the game. You know, like, I worked so hard. I put in the time to learn something in the game to get that trophy, and the game rewards you for doing that.
Indeed, yes, it is an awesome feeling, because it's a translation of your effort into something.
Yeah.
Even if it's something digital, you just feel amazing because you're getting something in return for your effort.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, but then in like games like Call of Duty and Battlefront, dare I say it, Battlefront. I'm sorry for people. No, hear me out. It's basically now, if you...
It's okay, I don't like that game.
It's basically now, you've got a bar. And GTA do it as well, but, you know, GTA have endless stuff in their game, so it becomes, you know, tolerable. Like, you want to get, you know, you want to see what's next. But you've got a bar in a game that can get filled up so quickly by the amount of kills you do and yada yada. And basically it's like, all right, you got this. Here's a sticker. Here's a gun.
Oops.
And it's like, you put all that effort. You don't get a trophy. You just get a gun or a sticker or a banner. It becomes very pointless.
Yeah.
Because the way you need to get trophies is by doing 3 kills in a row, or you have to do this. And in the end, it's like trophies that are like just things that you got to do that is nearly impossible unless you've put in 40 hours, more than that, like 100 hours a week into the game, and it's like, you know, it's becomes very.
It'd be cool if the trophies were more linked to the gameplay, like what you're doing in the game.
Exactly.
Like, I don't mind the whole.
Good.
I don't mind the whole level trophy, but don't make it very odd. Like, don't make it so it's like, all right, you reach level 5, here's a trophy. Here's level 10, you reach a trophy. 15, trophy. 20, trophy. You know? And because it's so easy to get through those levels, it's so easy to get the trophy, so therefore you're not really achieving much. Where you look at a game Where you look at a game like Borderlands, there's a trophy to get to level 60. Now, when you beat the game, you're on level 30. And so basically, it's like you've got to go around everywhere. And like once when you get to level 30, building up that level is hard. Like you've really put in the hours, but in the end, you know, the game is so charming in a way where you'd be like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then another one's like hidden trophies, where it's most of the time it's story based. Hidden trophies are story based. Yeah. But you know, you still feel, whoa, that was unexpected. Where'd this happen? And you want you want to find another trophy, or it's like you find the hidden trophy. What is this trophy? I've got to find out what it is.
Yeah, you wonder what you missed before. What if you miss more in the past levels? So you go back just to try different things and see if that brings it.
And you go exploring.
Yeah, I like that kind of trophy.
You go exploring.
Yeah.
I hope that.
I like that.
I hope now, like, more games become less online, like. Less. Let me rephrase that. Becomes less orientated on online play, It's like you need to be online for you to
Yeah.
beat the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, like I understand online and digital is the way of the future, but at least have some friends. Jeez,
Yeah, it's
know?
good to have friends.
Just have a night where you can sit around and play freaking Mario Kart or Rocket League or something, where you all can just
Yeah.
get together and play games rather than just being
I,
at one place
I don't
trying.
know
Sorry, go on.
if that is like another different. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, finish.
Well, there was a study that came out actually yesterday. It's like parents are more worried about their children being in front of a screen than them having them being obese, or I think it was something else like not.
It's something more worrying than being in front of the TV.
Well, that was like the number one thing. Like they're more worried about them not getting outside. They're more worried about being in front of the screen. Best way to go outside, oddly enough, is to go to a friend's place where you can sit. Yeah, you can sit and play, but then at the end, when you're all together, stuff gets boring. So you want to go out.
Yeah.
Because like I find that a lot more easier, because when you're playing online, you can be with your friends, but then once when they're offline, you can still keep going.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, when you're with a bunch of friends, one's going to go, you know what, let's sort of do something else. And so everyone's like, all right, well, so what can we do? And so then it broadens them out. And it's like, all right, let's go outside. Let's enjoy sunshine.
I even just going, for the corner store to buy snacks or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like that little walk together. Yeah.
That's enough. Yeah, that's definitely.
I never had that as a kid.
Yeah.
I, as a kid, was always doing all I could to stay inside.
Not every child's going to go outside. You can naturally. It's just a part of life. There's going to be kids that will go outside, and there's going to be kids that won't go outside. But we want to try reduce the amount of kids that are. I think what we want to try to do is reduce the amount of kids that are staying inside.
Yeah.
Because now
I had a pretty balanced childhood with that. It was good.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Even if it is.
Go on.
Yeah. Well, even if it is now, like you say, not every kid wants to be active and is all excited about being outside. But then those people, can have a little bit of fun, and like you say, it's easier when you have friends, and when you're with someone else, that person moves you to the things that you wouldn't do when you are just on your own, in your room.
Well, even if you don't want to go outside, then read a book. Or learn something. If you're gonna spend your life sitting in front of a computer, learn something off the computer, and then try find a job that involves a computer. And therefore you can actually get paid to sit in front of your computer all day, but not in your own home, just playing video games. It's like, all right, if you get bored of playing video games,
we're all gamers here. But there is more things to life than video games.
We haven't dedicated our entire life to playing video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Have we?
Are we the ones to talk about how there's more in games?
Depends the game.
Yeah, really. Oh, okay, I can admit that. Depends the game. I mean, I think I put a lot of hours into Last of Us. And a lot of hours into Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I was mind blown when I realized I've played 24 hours of Kingdom Hearts, even though that's what you're supposed to do because it's an RPG. But I didn't know that because I was just like, Disney. I remember Disney.
Can you feel love?
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I don't know when that game was announced. At first, it was so weird, like the whole idea, as Disney and Final Fantasy, because the first thing you think is the spoiler of Final Fantasy VII. Oh well, back in then that was the first kind of thing that I would think about, and Final Fantasy VIII, and then thinking about them getting together with Disney and having characters like Dumbo appearing.
Yeah.
How do you call it, Dumbo?
Well, that was
it was so.
It was so weird because I didn't know what Final Fantasy was at that time.
Yeah.
Because I was sort of like,
My
I was sort of
God.
sitting. I know. I was sitting sort of. I went to a friend's place and he was playing it, and I'm like, "What is this? A child that I haven't seen with Donald and Goofy? What the?" I'm like, "What the? They're battling Maleficent as a dragon? What?
Yeah.
What is this? Why is this looking so good? Where can I buy this? Take all my money now." It was
Skype me there straight away.
yeah. Sign me up. Off I go to war.
I was pretty late to the party with Kingdom Hearts, but if I had known as a kid that you could summon the genie from Aladdin,
To
I
wreck
would have
to wreck
had
house.
to get a PS2.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
But that was another thing. Like games didn't get so sold up. Like games didn't get sold like most of the time because around the time internet was still trying to be a thing. Like we had Windows 7, but you know, gaming forums was there, but it wasn't popular. So the way you could still find out about games is by seeing another friend play it.
Yeah.
Like around the PS2 time, PS2 to PS3, it was kind of completely like the only way you could find out about a game is to see it on YouTube or that. But like back
yeah.
before
Back
those
then,
times,
it
N64,
wasn't.
PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see someone else
And
play
internet
it,
was more localized too.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so it wasn't like like today's something gets published in Japan, and then boom, you have it in a few hours in your
it's
English
immediately on Twitter.
news address. Yeah,
Like within
And
20 minutes,
back
it's on
then-
Twitter.
yeah,
And the
and back then, no, you
pre-orders
just didn't know
available
that.
at EB Games.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
I remember back then I would still buy magazines.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
like
magazines. I love the magazine.
I never bought them. I would buy K-Zone, and then they would have a game section, and that was it. I only just read it.
Yeah.
I only just read them for the comics, because pictures and speeches, speech bubbles. I was hooked,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my god,
I
I gotta.
remember-
This is to be continued, and I gotta wait. I gotta buy the next one to see what happens next. Oh,
I remember I found
that's
out
good.
about GoldenEye from a friend from primary school.
oh yeah.
So imagine if we had the technology back then. Imagine how big GoldenEye would be on Twitter, or like
It's
Ocarina
still-
of Time would be on Twitter. You know, like, oh, pre-order Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time now for the Nintendo 64.
do it now. And it's like, whoa, hang on. It's it's the first 3D Zelda. Whoa, hang on a
Yeah.
minute. This is gonna be amazing. And it's like
Get a bonus fight with Ganondorf free if you pre-order.
you could get him as the
DLC.
pick, and if you pre-order now, you
Just
can
the
play.
Amiibo.
You can play. Yeah, no. If you pre-order now, you can get Ganon as pig form back in Link to the Past. Remember Link to the Past?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, all the way back last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
5 years.
They also, speaking of
That's
amiibos,
nothing.
they are also bringing out a Shovel
Fabulous.
Knight. They've brought out the Shovel Knight amiibo and they've given it the launch date. I don't think they're bringing it out in
Ooh.
Australia.
Ah,
Oh, that's
once again.
surprising.
Yeah, I will have to check. Like next time I see, next time I go to EB Games, I can be like, hey, are you guys going to be selling the Shovel Knight amiibo? Or is that just going to be a very rare thing to get? Because if so, it's
And if they say no, trash the place.
just flip every table you see.
Go from the counter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flip every table you
Yeah.
see, even though they don't have tables. And just,
Yeah.
the moment you see a table, just
Yeah.
flip it.
Just knock down all the games from the shelves.
Just be like that
It's
cat.
sort of-
Just be like a house cat. Just sort of look at them. Slowly put your hand up
Yeah.
towards the game. Knock it off the thing and be like, oops.
As soon as they make visual contact with you, would I stop
Yeah.
looking at them?
And as they start to walk towards you, you just bolt for the door.
Yeah. My point was made. I regret nothing.
I'm a cat, meow.
Meow,
life
dog.
is I understand why
Oh,
people.
dear.
I understand why people, certain crazy people like being cats. Makes sense now.
I think today's like you, Justin, are like one of the rare people that actually can play a retro game without going, oh, the graphics are just unplayable. Where?
Okay, alright. Can I also, like, I want to throw myself under the bus here. I never played N64. Like, the only time I'd play it would be very rare. Because my cousin, I know, I can hear the breathing right now. And it's the only time I would, because basically the first thing I was brought up with was a PlayStation 1. So I had thumbsticks straight off the bat. And from there on, that's all I played with. Wait, that just sounds wrong. Dual shocks with, yeah, just fuck it, joysticks. There you go. So I played with joysticks for most of my life, for whole life.
Had the monoshock controller.
Yes, the monoshock. But when I was a child, I didn't know how to. I didn't have the coordination to play a game like GoldenEye or South Park or Ocarina of Time. I just didn't quite understand it, so I just didn't play it. I'd play it occasionally, but that was it. And then the times where I'd play a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo would be when I was with would be at my stepmother's parents' place, because they always had a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo. So basically, when they're like, "Oh, how are the children going?" I'll be like, "Hi." They'd be like, "Oh, our step grandson." I'll be like, "Hi, where's the Nintendo?" You know,
I don't care about you.
Like, I don't know why I'd do that. That's pretty. Looking back on it now, I was a really nasty kid because I didn't care. I just wanted to play games. You know, I've become the thing that I hate. I became the thing that I hated. That I hate now. That's sort of like, I sort of look back and now I'm like, I am those kids when I was a lot younger. Now I'm sort of like, you know what? Games are fun. I think I'm starting to enjoy games now. But going back to what I said, playing N64 games, because I never played with the mono joystick, or the mono controller. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn the language. Because I'm holding the game like I would normally. So when I push to go up, I'm actually turning slightly to the right because I'm holding it on that angle. So I can't quite grasp the fact that I have to hold the game straight to push forward, so I know which way I'm going. It'll take a little bit more time to get used to. I mean, you can kind of see it when I'm playing the Star Fox games, because you can kind of see where I'm kind of just going in circles.
Kind of over the screen,
and it's like, I'm still like, I was still trying to figure out what was going on because that was the first time I picked it up. And,
that's cool.
So I'm still. It'll take time. Eventually, like the old Nintendos, old Nintendo and Super
play
Nintendo.
Star Fox with my eyes closed.
Well, good for you.
I just kind of put it out there. I'm bragging now. My bragging moment here.
Just shut up.
I sense for Star Fox. Just turn it on.
And you're just like, oh.
Go away, Sippy.
I bet you can do the completionist challenge.
Oh, I will.
What's that? By which I mean, you can beat the first level of Super Mario with your eyes closed.
Super Mario?
Super Mario. Like the very first level of Super Mario. So he does
it. Lila was.
Oh, you can do it with Lila. Alright, fine. I gotta see this. Like, I gotta see you beat a level of Lilac Wars with your eyes closed.
Alright.
You know, guys, if you ever do another Saturday for Saturday, that will be a great thing to do.
Yeah, I'll be like, this motherfucker right here. He said he can beat the game with his eyes closed. I got 20.
Well, the good thing about Lilac Wars is you don't have to worry about going forward.
Oh, yeah. You can go in a circle, you can avoid enemies, and you can beat the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for boss battles, like, they suck.
That first boss battle is so easy.
Yeah. All you got to do is
Crazy.
fly behind them and shoot them.
Yeah. But the best way to do it is to shoot his leg, one of his legs, so he falls down,
Oh, okay. I
so he
just sort
stops
of.
moving, and then do a U-turn and hammer him.
So I'm assuming that when you watched me play it, how I would try fly
Oh.
around him, you were just like, oh my god, just shoot his legs, shoot his legs.
Yes, yes, no!
It's probably like midnight when I was watching it. I felt like waking you up.
Like you suck.
Just in this call.
You would have been my first negative comment.
Dislike. Unsubscribed.
Ah,
I wouldn't do that.
you so would.
Okay, maybe.
It's like, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you would. Yeah, okay, I probably would.
If it was anyone else but you,
You'd be like, dislike.
dislike.
Actually, a little. I'm going completely off topic here. Going back to rage gaming, I am surprised how much people raged over Flappy Birds. Like, I actually find that game quite calming.
I wouldn't say calming.
Call me crazy. I find it quite calming, like a time killer, like because it's like,
Yes.
what are you trying to achieve? There's no prize. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes back to what you were saying about how people are more competitive now. Like even a game like that, they're just thinking about beating a certain high score, whether it's because a friend has it or it's their own high score, but they take it so seriously to make a rage because they were just a few steps close before they lost.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, actually, I'll link you the video afterwards. It's a very flamboyant boy trying to play Flappy Birds, and it's just, I'm not sure. I would assume that it's fake, but there's some genuine things there. It just made me laugh so hard because it's like he's trying to play Flappy Birds and the cat's right next to him and he dies and he looks at the cat and goes, "You did this!" and then like the cat runs away and like he cuts and he's like, and then it's like,
Yes, link us. I want to see that.
and then it's like his mum walks in and he's like, "Son, you've been playing this since it's 4 a.m. Why don't you go to bed?" And he's like, "Listen to me, mother. Do you like destroying your child's life?"
How dramatic.
It's so dramatic and it's so funny. Like,
Oh, God.
I'm not sure if this is just genuine rage or just complete cop out. Like, oh, it's actually, I'm gonna find that video right now.
Yeah, you go for it.
I'm just gonna type flamboyant. Flamboyant boy.
People who get stressed
Oh,
over
yeah.
Flappy Bird should play Dr. Mario.
Oh god. Wow. Wow. There will be a lot of broken SNESes.
What about that kind?
Oh, it's like,
See, that's
Oh,
supposed to
that
be
guy.
relaxed too.
and then even worse is that what is it? Like, there's a bit where there's one rage kid and he's like, "I'm playing Flappy Birds right now," and like, and like he dies and like, "Oh, I got a 0. Okay, Flappy Birds," and then just pulls out a freaking pair of what do they call it? Like giant pliers. I forgot what they're called, but they're basically there to cut bolt cutters. They're the ones. And he gets a bolt cutters, puts his phone in the bolt cutters, and then breaks his phone basically. And then it's like, so did I lose, Flappy Words? No, you lost. I'm the winner. And I'm just like, you just
It's a bit excessive.
broke your phone because you didn't get a high score on you didn't beat your high score of 3 on Flappy Birds.
Jesus.
What is wrong with you? Nate, and like I video to you guys, like there's just some genuine like crazies out there. Whoops.
Actually, what kind of phone was it?
It was an iPhone.
Is there any chance you could switch that to
Of
the...
course. No, I can't blame him at all. It was probably the iPhone's fault.
Wow. Actually, you know what's really cool is that I've actually still got the original Flappy Birds.
Ah,
Before they removed all the
Yeah, that-
copyrighted.
No, they had like the creator of Flappy Birds, because people were so mad at him for making that game, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck, I'm getting paid millions of dollars because you guys are downloading it. And it's like, he basically, everyone was just like, oh, you shit, I'm gonna murder you, yada yada yada. And it's like, alright, fine, if you don't want the game, I'm gonna take it off. And then took it off iOS, took it off Android Play, Google Play. Basically, the game is gone. You can't get the game anywhere else. Basically, people have sold their phone for $2,000 because it had the original Flappy Birds on it. So, anyway, but going back to what I've done is because I had to buy a new phone because my phone broke, and that had the original Flappy Birds on it, and that was the same time that they took down Flappy Birds. So if you still had the game, you could still play it. And I'm thinking, oh no, I've lost Flappy Birds. You know, it was a good time killer game. And when I went on my new phone and logged in, and I was like, oh, my apps. I wonder if some of my apps are still here. Scroll down, there's Flappy Birds. So I'm like, yes, I can still play Flappy Birds. I'm gonna. It's a time killer game. That's how I treat it. It's a time killer game. If I have to sit in a waiting room, I'll just have to sit there and play Flappy Birds.
and that's the end of
I
that.
have a spin-off because a lot of spin-offs came out of Flappy Bird after all the popularity that it gained.
All because
So I
of
have
rage.
one, but-
That's all it was.
It's so funny how you don't know just which games are gonna triumph, like become popular
Yeah.
with mobile.
And Minecraft was like an unexpected success.
Yeah, everyone was like, this game visually sucks. And now, yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head there, guy.
Now is the story
just
mode
depressing.
coming to your console?
So depressing
Yeah.
that, like, I talk to people younger than Justin, and they don't know who Star Fox is, or
What do you mean
Metro,
younger
what
than me?
Metroid is.
What do you mean
You know, you're
about younger than me? Like after, like
like
before 21?
teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah. Like 15, 16, up to 20. Sort of, yeah. They don't know who Star Fox is. They don't know what Metroid is. They don't know what Castlevania is. They don't know what... it's just... It's frustrating. 'Cause these are such
Can I
good
say
games.
that I was a part of that? At
You
one
can.
point. I only knew Mario and Sonic. Because, like, they were the only ones that I knew.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, okay, I don't know about anyone. I'm guessing this is it. And then Crash Bandicoot, and then after that was PlayStation. I think until I started, like, watching people like JonTron, Eageraptor, all them, where I actually started hearing about these games, I was like, okay, what are these games? And, like, realizing that everyone liked these games. So I sat and watched people play them. I'm like, wow, these games are really good. Like, and then you sort of look into the game, and now I've got it in my hand. Like, I don't have it in my hands right now, but I've got the game and I've played it. but now I've
Came
played
prepared.
it. I should have. God damn it. But like, I like the game. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, I haven't beaten it, and I still haven't quite grasped the concept of the game. But it's still a very good game. It's definitely the hype that I thought it was when I picked it up for the first time. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't find people not knowing as much as the unwillingness to get involved with it. Like a lot
Yeah,
of
that's part of
younger
it.
people that I
Yeah.
talk, it's just like it's not worth my time at all, kind of attitude about it. Or they think that
Yeah.
just because of the look at the graphics, like oh, golden axe, that has nothing to do with the first person shooters anymore. You cannot you cannot stop and play it, and if you stop and play it today, you're being a friggin' idiot because it's not a good graphics anymore. The controllers are all stiff and
Yeah.
outdated, and that kind of attitude.
Yeah, I would say
You cannot really connect.
yeah, I would say a good game, a good game, and I'm going to say this now, and strike me dead if anyone thinks me otherwise. A good game is a game where you can finish it, put it away, and then go, actually, you know what? I'm going to play that game again. So you pick it back up
Yeah.
and you play, like you finish playing certain games, and then you're like, actually, I want to play this game again. That's a good game. Now, games like FIFA, Call of Duty, Battlefield, the list goes on. A game like that where it's the flavor of the year, where people will play it until the next one comes out, and then they just stop
Yeah.
playing with the game, trade it in, and then go buy the other one.
Yeah.
Because it's better graphics, it's better this, it's better that. That's not a good game. That's just you're just buying DLC. I actually said it today. Games nowadays are just DLCs. Like FIFA,
Yeah.
all the game is, it's the same game with a in it, and then just reselling
Yeah,
it.
you don't get full games anymore, and they don't stop releasing things. You can't. Games come out in parts now, segmentations.
Yeah.
I don't mind games that are just like, all right, here's the full game from start to finish. Here is the full game, and then bring stuff in.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight
Exactly.
and Mortal Kombat X do it.
Yeah,
They actually
Call of Duty used to do it.
Call of Duty used to do it.
Expansion pack days,
But
when
now
the
it's like,
expansion packs ceased.
yeah, now it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, and DLCs nowadays are like, here, you buy this, here, give us your money so you can have game money, so you can go spend your money like that, like
Yeah.
straight away, and it's pointless. Earn it.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah,
away
exactly.
the earning
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
It's the point in the game.
Yeah, not to mention some games you don't feel
Exactly.
like you're buying the full experience, Like the newest game
Yeah.
has sometimes feel emptier than past iterations of them, and then they're already thinking of DLC. I don't remember which
Yeah.
game it was. For example, they always have a certain amount of maps into it, but in the newest one of those maps became actually DLC, and it seemed like a puzzling thing, because
I think I know what you're talking
they're
about.
taking off. Yeah,
I think
I don't
it's a
wanna
Call of
call
Duty,
it
and
hard, but I'm pretty sure. Yep.
I think
That's the one, yeah.
it's Call of Duty, and the map is Nuketown. Nuketown,
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Nuketown
Yes. Yes.
is an automatic selling point. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no matter what
Yeah.
game you play, no matter what Call of Duty game, if it has Nuketown, it is going to sell like that. And if the game doesn't come with Nuketown and it's a DLC, you're gonna have people paying $120 for the game just to get Nuketown.
Yeah, and the thing is, Nikon used to be part of the game, and you were expecting it to be part of the game. So it's obvious, like you say, that the whole reason they take it out is just to make more money, So now people pay for the game without it and have to, pay for the DLC to get it.
Yeah,
It's like I said, back to making games less complete. And even Nintendo, I feel, is falling into this. Don't bite me. Because,
Oh, wow.
like, for example, with yeah, with
Yeah,
Mario
that's
Mario
marriage.
Tennis.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get the divorce papers after the podcast.
Exclusive update. First we had Sonic Pickle's new video, and now we have a divorce. This podcast is everything.
Ban you from Zelda card. yes, like even Nintendo, I feel is falling into this too. Like with the Zelda, sorry, with the Mario Tennis, it has it's I don't know if that game I haven't tried it yet, so I'm just talking from my impressions on the trailers and stuff. But it just feel like it is less than what past games used to be.
Yeah, they
Less,
did it.
less,
They did it with Mario Kart 8, like, but I don't know.
yes.
I feel like I can forgive him for that because I don't know. Yeah, hear me. I don't want to contradict myself, but in the end,
Mhm.
I feel like when it came to the two new sort of tracks that came out for Mario Kart 8, which was Animal Planet in one series, and then F-Zero and Legend of Zelda in the second one. I feel like what happened with those ones was that they actually went to those developers. I could be wrong. I'm saying this is like my theory of this is that
Yeah, go for it.
they went to those developers of like the development teams of Legend of Zelda, F-Zero, Animal Planet, and said, "Hey guys, can you guys make us a racetrack? Odd request, but can you make us a racetrack? And we'll sell it off. We'll sell it because in the end, the tracks only cost I think it was like $5 each.
Yeah.
But
So
I feel like
I agree with you. Yeah.
those,
Go on.
I feel like the profit of those went to those developers. That's what I think, at least.
Yeah. Now, look, I agree with you. The Mario Kart 8 is one of those that felt more empty, but not because of the DLC. I think the DLC is actually genuine extra, and it was very well pulled out. You can argue that it was a planned DLC, but the game in itself, when it comes to the tracks and the codes, that was well done.
Yeah,
I think the gripe we had
looked
with Mario
genuine.
Kart 8 was battle.
It,
Yeah.
it looked genuine.
I mean, the DLCs were really, really good. Like, it was worth, and for what you paid compared to what you got, it was really good. There were,
It was the
Say that,
character
there were
choice
points.
and the battle mode. It's-
thank you, yes. Yes, the battle mode is the one that suffered a lot. Even Mario Kart 7 had proper tracks, especially for the battle mode, which the whole point is like a cat and mouse chase. You know, you're in a small closed area, and you have to outwit, but you cannot run forever because you're gonna get into a corner,
Oh yeah.
and then you have to strategize. You know, that's part of the fun of the balloon fight, the battle mode.
Well, that was a thing that Mario Kart 8 did as well. Like, yeah, they brought out the two new tracks, and you had to pay for the two new tracks. But then when they brought out the update, like they brought out an update, but what they did was add mirror mode, and like that wasn't
Yeah,
paid. You didn't have to pay for that. They just put that in the game. So
yeah, that was pretty cool.
yeah, like I'm guessing they knew what they were doing the whole time. Like, yeah, okay, we're gonna make these people, we're gonna make them pay for these track levels, but that's it. We're not gonna do anything else.
Yeah.
You know, let them enjoy the game, and let's add to the game so their enjoyments. I mean, 200 CCs, I would say, is the battle mode for in Mario Kart 8 because that is just pure chaos. Do you know, like,
It is chaos, but the battle mode is different. Like Mario Kart 8 did include the battle mode, but what they did was that instead of having it in those special stages, they just
It was a
let
race.
you do it. Yeah, in whatever, right? Which changed completely the mechanic, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people were disappointed for that because it was. Yeah, it changed the mechanic of the game. It felt like it was minimizing a mode that was important for some of the people. It is completely different putting you into a race with the balloons attached than putting you into a small, like I say, the cat and mouse kind of.
Yeah, but
Center.
I wouldn't say that was a big letdown. That's all, because in the end, like the game, I wouldn't say it's the best Mario Kart game, but it is right up there. Like to compete against, you know,
no.
Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo and the Mario Kart 64.
Counting the DLC, counting the updates, I think Mario Kart 8 is a solid game. What I'm
yeah.
talking about is when the game just came out, you know.
Yeah.
When you just bought the game, before the DLC were announced, before you had this extra gift of Nintendo of the DLC, you had a game that had a lot of repeated characters. Like, how many times do you need a Peach? And even in the DLCs, you got another Peach and another Mario. But okay, before the DLCs, it fell a lot of repeated characters.
No, I don't think.
Then that
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think they were DLCs. They weren't DLCs. You had to unlock them by beating the game.
No, before the DLCs.
Oh, okay.
You
Sorry.
still had, annoying amounts of Peach.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you now.
Yeah. No, what happened is that I interjected there was one DLC that let you get two of the characters. One was the Mario in the Tanuki suit, and the other one was Peach in the cat suit.
No,
so,
I know you. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You already had, Mario, Metal Mario, Baby Mario. you know what I'm
saying. You had Peach, and then Gold Peach, and then Pink Metal Peach, and then Baby Peach, and then Peach in the cat suit. That many Peaches, you need a tree. So that's
I would rather more Kongs, maybe like Cranky Kong or something like that.
Like Diddy Kong was in past games, and then you have other characters like the King Boo, so characters that appear in past Mario Kart games that were pushed aside for having this repeated one. It felt just odd and make it feel a bit empty at the time.
I like the addition of the Koopa Kids.
Yeah.
That was that was new. I'm guessing I would say because they had Diddy Kong in Double Dash, and all they had multiple characters in different games, but I felt like that was the year where they went, you know what? Let's show the Koopa Kids some love and put all of the Koopa Kids in it.
Yeah.
All 7 Koopa Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Koopa Kids. That was the year that they were showing a lot of love. Just with Mario Kart and the Smash. It's not a bad thing, I like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if they bring out another one, I would say, because I would say now that limitation is becoming a thing of the past. There's still going to be limitations on consoles, don't get me wrong, but now that we're progressing into the future, where virtual reality is a thing, and software is becoming more and more expand, so storage is not a big issue, and and graphics is not an issue now. So it's it's how do I say it? They will put a lot of characters in. It's going to be a wave after wave of just characters where you can be like, you know what? Let's just put the entire Nintendo cast in there. Let's put the entire Smash Smash roster in there. I would love to play as Mega Man on
Mario Kart.
I reckon that'd be awesome because he doesn't need a cart. He'll just be flying around. He'll be dashing or something. I don't know.
What's the dog's name? Rush.
Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even Link could have gone on Epona, but they gave him a car, so I'm sure they will adapt something for Mega Man.
And what was crazy is that they brought in F-Zero, an F-Zero track, and they didn't bring in Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that too.
They were like, what was the point of bringing F-Zero into Mario Kart and not bringing Captain Falcon? You brought in Link and the kid and the...
They brought the track and they even brought the car.
Yeah. And no Captain Falcon. And instead of getting the piranha plant, he'd just get a giant fist and he'd be like, Falcon, punch! Falcon, punch! Just me?
That would be great. They're actually adapting. I mean, when they saw the track, I remember that I got so excited just by seeing rupees instead of coins.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
those little changes, the little details are pretty good. So I like your idea a lot.
And the money bags in Animal Crossing too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's true.
Yeah, it was the small details just make it so much better.
Yeah.
You know, as the modern gamers of today, that we point out, we look in depth rather than looking on what's on the exterior and what you say. Oh. But I guess the only way we got to show the kids one game at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was something they took
That's
us.
why we have
so
YouTube
they
channels.
give
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
you should subscribe to all of us.
So,
Everyone.
Subscribe.
by the way, you've spelled my name wrong in the description.
Oh, I thought I did. God dang it. It's too late now.
There's no K at the end.
Well,
Okay.
It's pretty much finished now.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys,
Alrighty.
thank you. That was the Pixel Melt podcast. I hope we blew your
was
minds with
Yes.
things. I think we
So you
talked
have a
more
lot
about.
of points.
Yeah, I think we talked more about the actual game than and talked a little bit about how kids react to game. But I don't care.
Yeah,
I
we
think
talked a lot
we did
about
well
us.
because
being
we stuck on topic for most
We
of it.
did. Well, okay. Well,
Yes.
actually, before we go, let's
Yes.
talk about next in about a fortnight's time, which will be the
14
18th.
days.
18th. So the week before Christmas.
Woo!
What should be the next topic? So let's do it now. So
Star
we can
Wars,
remember.
because that would be out by then.
Oh, is it out on that day, or is it the day
On the
before?
12th.
On the 12th.
Oh,
So,
it's coming on the 12th.
so we're just going to talk about Star Wars games, and Star
All right.
Wars. Actually, we'll just
Alright.
talk about
We
the
can
Star
talk. There's
Wars.
a lot to talk about Star Wars. Yeah,
So we
like
just talk
talking
about
about the
Star
game,
Wars?
talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
All right. So
Yeah.
join us in a fortnight. So in 2 weeks, where we will talk about Star Wars. I couldn't even say it. God damn. I don't know what's going on with my tongue today. I can't say things. Well, I just said it.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get notified.
So thank you, Kanal, and thank you, Sardonic Pickle, and thank myself as well
Praise.
for being a part of it. Maybe
Thank you,
next.
Thanks, Justin.
I don't know why I said that. I'm terrible. But hopefully, maybe next time we have more people, more to talk about. I feel like now that we've opened up the fact that it's going to be Star Wars, I feel like the chat is going to have 30 people in it.
Woo!
Especially if it's tweeting on Twitter. You know
Tweeting
what I
on
mean.
Twitter.
So remember,
Trending
people,
on Twitter.
bookmark your calendars and be here
Yes.
for the next talk.
But thank you all for watching, and we will see you all in the next podcast.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And, okay, and